Most anyone who has been a student of the game of turkey hunting has used a box call or two. And Henry C. Gibson is at the beginning of that story. The Gibson Turkey Call and Gobbler, patent number 574534, January the 5th, 1897. This is the call that started it all.
You can find traces today in just about every box call you look at from the history of what Mr. Gibson created long ago. From the shapes of the boxes, to the shapes of the paddles, to the design, to how they call, all of it was started so long ago from the original Gibson.
This week on The Truth, we're going to share with you a little bit about the history of Henry C. Gibson and the box call.
Hello, I'm Will Primos. All these hunts are exactly as they happen. There's no fancy edits, there's no stage scenes. The calling you're going to hear is excited calling, but all these hunts are as they actually happen, and that's why we call it The Truth About Hunting.
When The Truth began in 1987, we had no idea where this journey would take us. 30 years later, we're still having fun. Welcome to Primos Truth About Hunting. Primos Truth About Hunting is brought to you by Bushnell, Savage, Federal, Matthews Archery, Camelback, Mossy Oak, Squincher, Polaris, and Primos Hunting. Speak the language. I love reading, studying, and seeing all the history that surrounds the sport for all these many years of spring turkey hunting. Can you imagine turkey hunting in the early 1900s without all the types of calls that we have today? I can't imagine the turkey hunters way back then having only a wing bone or a crude scratch box to try to sound like a turkey. Calls have definitely evolved since the box call was invented back in 1897. As we experimented with different types of box calls, we learned a lot. Boxes became longer, shorter, deeper, and wider, with different woods available for different sounds. But the technology that Gibson patented is still with us today. The tools and machines we use today are more precise, but the basic box call design and attention to detail remains the same. And that's what keeps the history and tradition alive for all of us who use a box call. The Gibson box call was produced for decades, with advertisements appearing well into the 1920s. Anyone who bought a Gibson knew right where they could go to buy one. On the top of the lid was stamped Gibson Turkey Call and Gobbler, Simmons Hardware Company, St. Louis, Missouri, sole agents. With limited distribution back then, it's what makes this call so very rare and special today. All of us, hunters and call makers alike, have benefited from Henry Gibson's invention. This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Hide Spot Quivers, Black Gold, and Ripcord. In 1981, Primos Yelpers had been in existence for 5 years. I called it Primos Yelpers because that's primarily what I was making, just turkey mouth yelpers. To afford to be doing this little hobby, I was still working in my family's restaurant.
A lady by the name of Miss Vivian Lotta, who was in her 80s at the time, would always visit the restaurant, and she frequently asked how the call making was going. One day she told me this story of her father's love of turkey hunting, and that he had left her something that she wanted me to have.
I couldn't believe what I saw when I looked at Miss Lotta's hand and realized what she was handing me.
She handed me this brown bag. I opened it and took out a leather old case, and in it was an original Gibson box call.
Right there, I said, Miss Lotta, I will cherish this call, and I will share it with many people so they too can know its sacred history. I made a simple shadow box to house the call and its leather case so that anyone coming to Primos could see it.
With this replica, we're hoping to raise some money for NWTF, for its members, for their mission to save the habitat, save the hunt.
Over the next year, we met with National Wild Turkey Federation leaders to come up with a plan for this original Gibson box call. In the end, we decided to donate the original Gibson box call to the National Wild Turkey Federation Museum at their headquarters in Edgefield, South Carolina. But not before honoring the original. Master call maker Anthony Foster and myself have done extensive research and testing to bring you a real, authentic reproduction of the Gibson box call. This is as close to the original sounds of the Gibson as you can get.
In honor of all things that Henry C. Gibson has given us as turkey hunters, Primos is manufacturing 1,641 Gibson turkey calls in every detail of its original manufacture. We're doing this to be auctioned off in 2018 at every one of the NWTF banquets to raise money for the National Wild Turkey Federation and for all that they mean for us, the National Wild Turkey Federation member. When we come back, the Gibson box call returns to the turkey woods.
You know, this is an old replica of a Gibson box. 1897 is when the patent. And Will brought this call to me, and I said, what is this corking the bottom for? Well, the guy had a patent on this, and you pull that cork out, and that's where he kept his chalk. So you kept a piece of chalk, and that's pretty cool. But anyway, me and Will both got these done. We got two of them that we're going to play with. Of course, we got all our other calls too, but we're really going to try to call up a turkey this morning with this old box call.
That thing is authentic now. Anthony, who?
That'll work all day right there.
Oh, yeah.
We head out from camp and are set up before the sun breaks. As the woods come to life and songbirds begin to sing, I take out my Gibson box and yelp real soft.
This is one of the truest statements that I ever heard you and Cuz Strickland make.
No. Oh gosh, no.
I thought it was you and Cuz.
Yarborough.
Mark Yarborough.
Yeah. He's the one who came up.
Yeah.
Roosted ain't roasted.
Roosted ain't roasted.
Roosted ain't roasted.
Third morning.
We've been there, and now here.
And then the last 2 mornings they flew down right along this side of this slough right here.
And this morning, the gobblers flew to the other side. So you think you got it figured out. But I love learning to use that Gibson. And I got it. I'm getting a little better with it. It's hard to hold that lid. And but to think that those guys, that's what they did. And that's what they had. And he invented that. And it's, oh man, we got a call now we can use. And
they had a hammer gun like you're shooting, right?
Probably. Some of them did anyway.
As we're loading up and getting ready to make a move, we hear some different gobblers sound off in the opposite direction. So we quickly grab everything, back up, and hurry into the woods to close the distance.
Should be right straight there. there the last time they gobbled?
Right behind that beef restaurant right there.
Right here.
I'm gonna sit right here, okay? There's 3 of them. It doesn't take much calling to convince a couple of these gobblers to break away from the group and come our way. To the right of the yellow tops. Not that much. Right in the yellow top. Got him. You got him. Right there. Right there. Come in. Got him. Okay. I'll let you know when I'm on shoot. Shoot the lead one, Ben. You ready? You ready? You ready? Got him, go. You got him, Ben? Brad's fixing to shoot. You got him? Huh? Now, I'm talking about Gibson Box all day long.
Can you believe that? Oh, and I never made a peep. You took that Gibson Box. 1897 box call.
A reproduction of 1897 box call.
And you called these 2 turkeys up with that. And shot yours with a hammer gun. You wanted to do what the old timers did. You did it, buddy.
And just to go through using that box call, and I'm learning it because it's not as forgiving as the box calls we make today. You got to focus.
And it don't have a spring on it, so you got to keep the angle with your hand.
And we didn't want to put a spring on it. The spring under the lid really helps you control the lid. And somebody figured that out years ago. And you know, we all us call makers, you know, we're benefiting from what Gibson created and patented.
Well, you didn't have time for me to get mad at. Like I said, I never made a call.
Oh man. closed captioning for the truth provided by Gold Tip Arrows. This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Ozonics and C-Spire.
First afternoon, Mr. Jerry brought us in here, Lake and I, and the first setup I did, caught up 3 longbeards, one walked by. I mean, it was a longbeard, and then there was a strutter and another one coming right behind him, and they come up, but they made a big flanked around us, so I didn't shoot. And we came over here, across this hill, caught up another one, and he got to 40 yards, standing behind a tree, trying to walk off. So, hunting-wise, I could have shot him.
I had another Gibson. I forgot to bring it for you.
Well, you the call, master.
Okay.
You do the call, and I do the watch.
It's our second hunt with the Gibson replica. This time we're in Kansas with friend Jerry Page, and we've got one located.
We came about 100 yards further this way. When we came down the creek, when we came. So, I say we set up, see what we hear, then we can always move. Okay.
This turkey's fired up. Brad hurries and gets the decoy set, and we start calling.
You ready? When was the last time you heard it right there? Right there. You ready?
As I call to this gobbler, you can see his head pop up over the rise, looking for the hen doing all that sweet talking.
Yeah. I got it.
And when he sees Killer B, it's game on.
Call to it.
I got his head right where I wanted. I had to do it.
I had my finger where I wanted it too, in my ear.
You charm and chit-chatted him right on in here.
This is going to take the finesse. This is going to take charm and chit-chat at the lowest level, because he's not going to come to some aggressive stuff. Yeah. You know, just sitting there like this, just the lightest little.
That call's only 120 years old. It's supposed to be a little hard to use.
Well, I can tell you.
Or should I say approximately 120 years old?
Yep.
Hey, once again, that's fun, wasn't it? T-Roy, boys, we've had some good times. Mr. Jerry sitting back there, look at him grinning. That's fun, wasn't it? He broke this one.
He's a limb hanger, buddy.
Yes, sir.
That is something.
Look at this one.
If they break that spur off right there, will they grow it back?
Oh, yeah.
I'll have you dead go.
So, Will, how old do you think that turkey is?
You know, it's a guess for me. I don't know how you really truly age a turkey, but he's not going to get a spur like that until he's at least 4. But he, I mean, looking at the broken one in this, I don't know. He could be 6 or 7. I don't know. He's old. He's a nice turkey.
Warrior.
But look at the size of that fan. That is a gorgeous fan.
Well, this turkey altogether, I mean, he's 20.
About 25.
I'd say 23, 20. Yeah, 20, 23. I hope he's 25. he's in the 20s. I know that.
In 1976, I made one of my first turkey calls and named it the limb hanger after that right there. Look at that. Would you look at that?
It was the sight of him, full strut in these woods, sun shining on him. It was just, God, it was pretty.
Thanks for joining us on The Truth and sharing with us what we love and cherish so much, this great sport of hunting. We hope you enjoyed learning about the Gibson Box Call, all of its history, and what it means to us, the wild turkey hunter. One of the many ways we give back is by supporting the National Wild Turkey Federation's efforts of protecting wild turkey habitat for the next generation of outdoorsmen and women. By attending an NWTF banquet, you do your part to ensure our sport has a future and to have a chance at a piece of turkey hunting history.